The fact that Putin's bridge, this pillar, should we call it Putin's pillar, though I worry that might be open to charges of innuendo. Putin's pillar has been engulfed in flame and part of it has been destroyed. But it's going to return, it's going to be back. 3 people, sadly, have died. Russia is blaming a terrorist act by Ukrainians, but actually, given the fact that the trains on this line were used to transport missiles, there's every possibility that this was an accident by Russia and that it's simply transferring blame. Russia is saying that Ukraine demonstrates its terrorist ideals by celebrating the destruction of civilian infrastructure that was put there without Ukraine's encouragement. Ukraine wanted a link between Russia and Ukraine, but preferred to have that link in the north rather than the south. This is Putin's project, and Putin's project is clearly not as secure as he may have thought. That's the message. It's a very clear message, and I think a positive message. That said, is it the right time? If somebody has indeed, from the Ukrainian side, attacked this bridge, is it the right time to be doing this? Probably not. Probably not. But I think if there is an accident that has occurred and that has demonstrated this bridge is not as secure as Putin believed, that is a good signal. That is a positive. Putin is really not on safe territory. Putin is his entire regime and his entire approach to this campaign is wrong, and it needs to be called out. Now the trolls keep telling me that I am Russophobic. Well, of course, I don't recognize the word. I don't think the word really exists. It's a ridiculous word, and I definitely am not. I'm a fan of Russia. I'm not a fan of Mr. Putin. I think he's an oaf. But I respected Putin until he invaded Crimea, and I felt very uneasy. Because I was in Russia shortly after the invasion. I felt very uneasy going into my university and standing in front of a relief map of Russia where the Crimea had been hastily painted in Russian colors. And I realized my time there was probably numbered. It's a shame. It's a shame because Russia has much to offer, and I would very much enjoy going back if the regime changed significantly. I don't see that happening in the foreseeable future, but I think the only outcome of this silly war is a bloody nose for the Kremlin. How that happens, I have no idea, and the price may be very high. The price may indeed be too high. But in the end, bad behavior meets with a misfortune. Bad behavior, in the end, is not rewarded because the world is watching. And the world has a moral compass. It has a sense of what is right and what is wrong, and a country which invades another sovereign country is wrong. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whether there was underlying disturbance in that country or not. What matters is that Putin did not try to resolve this through any form of negotiation. Putin did not try to sort this out. Putin took advantage of a situation which in many ways he had manufactured, he had made by sending in mercenary troops, the Wagner Brigade, into Crimea in 2014. Scurrilous, underhand, and invidious. Putin is entirely responsible for this. Entirely responsible.